A warm welcome to the newsroom. I am Fidelia Aguncha. President Muhammadu Buhari is at a virtual meeting of the extraordinary session of the Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State and Government. The main agenda for this virtual meeting is the political situation in Mali. In attendance alongside the President is the Secretary General of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, National Security Advisor Babagana Maguno, Chief of Staff to the President, Ibrahim Gambari, as well as former President Goodluck Jonathan. West African heads of state in attendance include George Weah of Liberia, Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana, and President Ibrahim Keita of Mali. The House of Representatives has summoned all serving and former heads of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to account for billions of naira allegedly unaccounted for in the agency's purse. The House Committee on Public Affairs issued the summons based on queries issued by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation on the account of the Commission. This is different from the probe being carried out by the House Committee on NDDC over alleged illegal spending and mismanagement of funds totaling 81.5 billion naira. Those to appear before the Committee on Public Accounts to explain their alleged in funds include Acting Managing Director and Head of the Interim Management Committee, Daniel Ponde, a former Managing Director, Timia Laibe, and the immediate past Acting Managing Director, Joy Nune. Nigeria's Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, has complied with the directive of the House of Representatives to release the list of members of the National Assembly who were awarded contracts by the NDDC. Akpabio had last week alleged that about 60% of contracts issued by the Niger Delta Development Commission were given to members of the National Assembly. In the document submitted by the minister, the names of former Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on NDDC, Nicholas Mutu, Chairman, Senate Committee on Niger Delta Affairs, Peter Nwoboshi, Edo South Lawmaker Matthew Urogide, and James Manager from Delta South, and Samuel Anyanwu of Imo West were on the list. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai has visited wounded soldiers who are undergoing treatment at the 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital in Kaduna State with a promise to improve their welfare. Most of the soldiers are those that were injured during fighting with the Boko Haram terrorists in the northeast and armed bandits in the northwest zone. During the visit, the Army Chief had lunch with the injured soldiers and personally joined in the serving of their meals. Buratai, while noting that the fight against insurgency is a collective effort that requires determination, however, assured to improve on the welfare of the soldiers, including ensuring that all those in critical conditions are given proper medical attention. Suspended Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, said he is ready to fight back orchestrated attacks against his person. Magu's position was contained in a statement on Sunday by his legal counsel, Wahab Shitu, in which he denied misappropriating funds recovered from the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. Shitu said the allegations against his client bordered on matters that were never brought before the panel set up by President Muhammadu Buhari to probe the activities of the EFCC under Magu. He explained that the well over 329 million naira recovered by the EFCC was remitted directly into the NNPC dedicated account via remitter under a special arrangement endorsed by the NNPC, EFCC, and affected NNPC marketers. The lawyer further noted that the remittances can be independently verified both at the NNPC and the EFCC records, and that the issue of NNPC recovered funds never featured in the proceedings of the presidential panel. Let's take a break here to bring you our COVID-19 coverage. Stay with us.
Shegun.
Alpha, say tomorrow still day on.
What's your tomorrow?
Community meeting now.
You know they here, Abi?
Now beggy. See, if we meet for my house, inside parlor, then go no.
This COVID-19 is not a child's play.
If we want to elect a new secretary, we fit to
Do one for WhatsApp or for Skype or even on Zoom. Or we just wait.
I will not negotiate
This social distancing. It is non-negotiable.
Not every infected person shows symptoms, but every infected person is contagious. Avoid large gatherings and self-isolate if you think you might have come in contact with a carrier. Your safety and the safety of others is in your hands.
This message is from the Akinfade Foundation in partnership with the National Orientation Agency with support from MacArthur.
Welcome back. More than 40,000 Nigerians are now down with the coronavirus, and this is according to latest data from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and CDC. In a tweet on Sunday night, the body stated that the total number of confirmed cases in Nigeria now stands at 40,532, with 17,374 patients discharged and 858 deaths recorded. Lagos State had the highest number of cases on Sunday with 156, Kano State followed with 65 cases, and Ogun State was next with 57 cases. Lagos currently accounts for a significant number of infections, with 14,456 people confirmed to have contracted the virus, but 2,075 of them have been discharged, while over 12,000 are still active cases. Meanwhile, Kogi State has the lowest figure of confirmed cases with 5 infections, out of which 3 persons have been discharged and 2 have died. Wale Fakbonda, the Attorney General of Ekiti State, has contracted the coronavirus. He disclosed this in a status of a post on Twitter handle on Sunday night. According to him, he was confirmed positive for the virus after a second test was carried out. He added that he had gone into self-isolation, while the Solicitor General of the state would take charge of all legal matters in his absence. The development comes 5 days after Kayode Fayemi, the governor of the state, announced that he had tested positive for the virus. As of July 26, 113 people have been confirmed positive for COVID-19 in Ekiti State, out of which 55 recoveries and 2 deaths have been recorded. Governors in the southeast have asked teachers in the region to undergo compulsory COVID-19 tests. Chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum and Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi disclosed this at the Government House in Abakaliki, the state capital, while briefing newsmen on the outcome of the virtual meeting of the forum on Sunday. Umahi said the forum is also reviewing the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic in the region, adding that school infrastructures will be reviewed to support the Nigeria Center for Disease Control protocols, pending when the federal government decides on when it is safe to reopen schools. While urging the Igbo people to continue to comply with the COVID-19 protocols, the governor said Eastern states will commence COVID-19 testing on every household, targeting people of 65 years and above. Ghana President Nana Akufo-Addo has announced a fresh easing of coronavirus restrictions in the country. The president said in a televised address that restrictions on the number of worshippers in churches and mosques will be lifted on August 1st, with an extension of worship time to 2 hours. Under the new rules, tourist sites and attractions and open-air drinking sports have also been allowed to open. Beaches, pubs, cinemas and nightclubs are, however, to remain closed until further notice. As of Sunday, Ghana had 32,437 cases of COVID-19 with 161 deaths. Let's take a break here to bring you business stories and more. Oil prices edged lower on Monday as rising coronavirus cases and tension between the United States and China pushed investors towards safe haven assets. Brent crude dipped 8 cents to $43.26 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude dropped to $41.22 a barrel. The fall in oil mirrored moves in broader financial markets in Asia amid concerns about escalating tension between the world's 2 biggest economies following the closures of consulates in Houston and Chengdu. UN officials have reported a fresh massacre of more than 60 people in Sudan's West Darfur as the country's prime minister promised fresh troops for the conflict-stricken region. In a statement on Monday, the government said the attackers, numbering about 500, targeted members of the local Masalit community, looting and burning houses as part of the local market Following Saturday's attack, around 500 local people staged a protest demanding more protection from the authorities, and responding to that protest, Prime Minister Abdullahi Hamdok said the government would send security forces to conflict-stricken Darfur to protect citizens and the farming season. The force will include army, police, and after there will be a delegation of women from the region. Let's now go to sports now. The Confederation of African Football has hailed former Super Eagles goalkeeper Ndubisi Egbo after he made history as the first Nigerian and African to lead a European club to a top-tier domestic title. Egbo, who started his managerial career with Albanian club Baylis, has been with Tirana since 2014 as goalkeeping coach before he was made manager of the side in 2019. He achieved the feat after guiding Tirana to a 2-0 home victory over Flamutari, which made them open a 7-point gap at the top of the table. Tirana will play in the UEFA Champions League next season following the success. And that's the latest from the newsroom. Many thanks for joining us. Bye for now.